Black Janitor told Paralyzed Billionaire, Dar CEO, "I will help you walk." She thought he joked until, at 11 p.m., Sterling Tower hummed with the quiet efficiency of after-hours maintenance. Malik Washington pushed his cleaning cart down the marble hallway of the 50th floor, whistling softly to himself. At 28, he'd been working the night janitor shift for 3 years, putting himself through physical therapy school during the day. His dream was to help people recover from injuries. But for now, he cleaned the offices of those who could afford his future services. The executive suite was always his last stop. Most nights, it was empty. But tonight, light spilled from under the corner office door. Malik knocked gently. "Come in," called a voice, tired, feminine, edged with frustration. Malik entered to find Cassandra Sterling, CEO of Sterling Industries, sitting behind her massive desk. At 35, she was known as the Ice Queen of Tech, brilliant, ruthless, and utterly uncompromising. But tonight, she looked different, exhausted, vulnerable. More importantly, she was in a wheelchair. The accident had happened 6 months ago, a skiing collision that shattered her spine and changed everything. The business world whispered that Sterling Industries would crumble without their formidable leader at full strength. Cassandra was determined to prove them wrong, even if it meant working 18-hour days from her chair. "I'm sorry to disturb you, Miss Sterling. I can come back later," Malik said quietly. "No, it's fine. I'll be here all night anyway." She gestured weakly at the pile of documents. "Board meeting tomorrow. Need to review everything twice as carefully now that they're watching for signs of weakness." Malik noticed the pain medication bottles on her desk, the way she rubbed her temples, how her hands shook slightly from exhaustion. His physical therapy training kicked in automatically. "Miss Sterling, when's the last time you took a proper break?" She looked up, surprised by the personal question from the janitor. "Breaks are luxuries I can't afford, Mr. Washington. Malik Washington. And ma'am, with respect, burnout won't help you prove anything to anyone. I appreciate the concern, but I'm fine." But she wasn't fine. Malik could see the signs, the shallow breathing, the tension in her shoulders, the way she held herself rigid against pain. 6 months post-injury. She should be further along in her recovery, but she was clearly pushing too hard. "I don't mean to overstep," Malik said carefully, "but I'm studying physical therapy. Your posture suggests you're experiencing significant muscle tension. Are you doing any rehabilitation exercises?" Cassandra's laugh was bitter. "Mr. Washington, I've seen the best specialists money can buy. They all say the same thing. I'll never walk again. So no, I'm not wasting time on false hope." Malik felt something stir in his chest, not pity, but professional frustration. "Ma'am, may I ask what type of spinal injury you sustained?" "Incomplete T12 fracture." "Why does it matter?" Malik's eyes widened. "Miss Sterling, incomplete T12 injuries often have potential for significant recovery. Who told you there was no hope?" "Dr. Harrison at Presbyterian, the best neurosurgeon in the city. He's excellent for surgery, but recovery is different. It requires specialized rehabilitation, consistent therapy, and time." Malik paused, weighing his words carefully. "Miss Sterling, I will help you walk again." Cassandra stared at him in shock. "Excuse me?" "I'll help you walk, if you're willing to trust me. You're a janitor. I'm also 8 months away from my physical therapy degree. I've studied spinal recovery extensively, and I believe in possibilities that others might dismiss." His voice was steady, confident. "I've seen incomplete T12 patients walk again. It's not easy, but it's possible." Cassandra studied his face, searching for signs of delusion or false hope. Instead, she saw quiet determination and professional knowledge. "You're serious?" "Completely serious. And why would you help me? What's in it for you?" Malik considered the question. "Because everyone deserves the chance to fight for their dreams. And because I became a physical therapist to help people others have given up on." For the first time in months, Cassandra Sterling felt something she'd forgotten existed. Hope. Hello, my Stop Racism family. Thank you for tuning in today. Before we dive deeper into this beautiful love story, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching from? Drop your country and state in the comments below. Also, I'd love to know your thoughts. What did you think of the story so far? Do you believe love can truly conquer prejudice? Let us know in the comments. We love reading them, and trust me, your words motivate us to keep making these videos. Let's make this video reach at least 50 comments. Your support means the world to us, and it drives us to create even more meaningful content for you. So don't forget to comment, share, and keep spreading love. The next morning, Cassandra couldn't stop thinking about the janitor's bold promise. During her board meeting, she found herself distracted, remembering Malik's confident words and the way he'd assessed her condition with surprising expertise. "Cassandra, are you listening?" Board member Patricia Winters asked sharply. "Of course. The Morrison contract requires revision. We finished discussing Morrison 20 minutes ago. We're on quarterly projections now." Embarrassed by her distraction, Cassandra forced herself to focus. But her mind kept returning to the possibility, however remote, that maybe the doctors were wrong. Maybe walking again wasn't impossible. That evening, she waited until the building was nearly empty before calling her assistant. "Janet, I need you to research someone for me. Malik Washington works night maintenance here. I want to know everything about his background and education." The report arrived within hours. Malik Washington, age 28, enrolled in the University of Portland's physical therapy program with a 3.9 GPA. Previously served as a medic in the Army, specialized in trauma rehabilitation. Glowing recommendations from professors, financial aid recipient working multiple jobs to pay for school. The file also contained personal details that surprised her. Malik was a single father to a 5-year-old daughter named Amara. His wife had died in a car accident 3 years ago, the same accident that inspired his career change from construction to physical therapy. That night, Cassandra stayed late again, hoping Malik would appear. At 11:15, he knocked on her door. "Miss Sterling, I have your report." "What report?" "On your medical history and current treatment plan. I spent the day researching your injury type and reviewing recent studies on spinal rehabilitation." Cassandra blinked in surprise. "You researched my medical condition?" "With your permission, I'd like to propose a rehabilitation plan, not to replace your doctors, but to supplement their work with specialized exercises and techniques specifically designed for incomplete T12 injuries." "Mr. Washington, please, just hear me out." Malik pulled out a folder thick with printed articles and hand-drawn diagrams. "Recent studies show that intensive, targeted rehabilitation can restore significant function in cases like yours. The key is neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new neural pathways around damaged areas." Cassandra found herself leaning forward, intrigued despite herself. "Go on. Your injury damaged some neural pathways, but left others intact. With the right stimulation and training, we can potentially strengthen existing connections and develop new ones. It requires daily sessions, specific exercises, and patience." "How long?" "Honestly, months, maybe a year or more. And there's no guarantee. But the potential for improvement is real." Cassandra studied the research he'd compiled. The articles were legitimate, from respected medical journals. The proposed exercises were detailed and specific. This wasn't false hope. It was evidence-based possibility. "Why?" she asked quietly. "Why are you willing to invest so much time in helping me?" Malik was quiet for a moment. "Because I know what it's like to have everything change in an instant. When my wife died, I thought my world was over. I had to learn to walk again emotionally, had to rebuild my entire life for my daughter's sake. That's different, is it? You're fighting to rebuild your life too? The circumstances are different, but the courage required is the same." Cassandra felt something crack in the armor she'd built around her heart. What would this involve exactly? "Daily sessions, probably an hour each. We'd start with basic mobility exercises and progress gradually. I'd work around your schedule, early morning, lunch breaks, whatever works." "And your payment?" "I don't want payment. I want experience. Working with someone with your specific injury type would be invaluable for my studies and future practice." "Mr. Washington, I don't accept charity." "Then don't think of it as charity. Think of it as a partnership. You help me learn, I help you heal." Cassandra stared at the research spread across her desk, then at the earnest young man who believed in possibilities her expensive doctors had dismissed. "When would we start?" "Tomorrow, if you're willing. I'll need to clear it with my medical team." "Of course. But Miss Sterling, don't let their skepticism override your determination. Sometimes the people closest to a situation can't see the possibilities that are obvious to fresh eyes. After Malik left, Cassandra called Dr. Harrison. Physical therapy with a student janitor? Cassandra, that's not appropriate medical care. He's not just a janitor. He's a physical therapy student with specialized knowledge of spinal injuries. The prognosis hasn't changed. You have an incomplete T12 fracture with limited potential for recovery. But not no potential? Dr. Harrison was quiet for a moment. Cassandra, I don't want you to set yourself up for disappointment. I'm already disappointed. At least this way. I'm actively fighting instead of passively accepting. The next morning, Malik arrived at Cassandra's office at 6 a.m. with a portable massage table and a bag of equipment. Word had spread quickly through the executive floor that the CEO was working with the night janitor on some kind of medical treatment. Are you sure about this? Janet, her assistant, asked nervously. People are talking. Let them talk, Cassandra replied, though she felt butterflies in her stomach. Close my door and hold all calls for the next hour. Malik set up the table with professional efficiency. We'll start with basic assessments, testing sensation, muscle response, range of motion. Nothing dramatic today, just establishing a baseline. As he guided Cassandra through simple exercises, testing her reflexes and sensation levels, she was struck by his gentle professionalism. His hands were strong but careful, his instructions clear and encouraging. Good. I'm detecting sensation in areas your doctors may have written off, he said, making notes. Your left leg shows more response than your medical files indicate. Really? Really? Now, I want you to try something. Close your eyes and focus all your attention on your right foot. Try to wiggle your toes. Cassandra concentrated intensely. For a moment, nothing. Then, the faintest movement. Did you see that? She gasped. I saw it. Minimal movement, but definite neural activity. Malik's smile was radiant. Miss Sterling, your nervous system is more intact than anyone realized. Over the following weeks, their daily sessions became the highlight of Cassandra's day. Malik was patient but challenging, pushing her to attempt movements that seemed impossible while never making her feel foolish for trying. Physical therapy isn't just about muscles and bones, he explained during one session. It's about retraining the brain to communicate with the body. Every attempt, even failed ones, strengthens those neural pathways. Is that why you make me visualize walking, even when I can't feel my legs? Exactly. Your brain needs to remember the pattern before your body can execute it. The progress was slow but measurable. Sensation returned gradually to areas that had been numb. Muscle response improved incrementally. Most importantly, Cassandra's outlook began to change. You know, she said one morning as Malik guided her through leg exercises, I haven't thought about work for an entire hour. That hasn't happened since the accident. Good. Healing requires mental rest as much as physical therapy. Where did you learn so much about the psychological aspects of recovery? Malik's hands stilled for a moment. Personal experience. After my wife died, I went through my own kind of rehabilitation. Learning to live again, to hope again. My daughter Amara was my motivation then, just like walking is your motivation now. Tell me about her. She's 5, brilliant and completely fearless. She wants to be a doctor so she can fix people like Daddy does. His voice softened with love. She's the reason I push myself to be better every day. She sounds wonderful. She is. And she's very curious about why Daddy spends so much time at work lately. I may have mentioned that I'm helping someone very important learn to walk again. Cassandra felt warmth spread through her chest. What did you tell her about me? That you're brave and strong and working very hard to get better. She wants to meet you someday. The idea of meeting Malik's daughter both terrified and intrigued Cassandra. She'd never been around children, had always been too focused on business to consider family. But something about the way Malik talked about Amara made her curious about the little girl who'd inspired such devotion in her father. 3 months into their therapy sessions, Cassandra achieved something that shocked everyone, including herself. During a routine exercise, she managed to lift her right leg 3 inches off the table. Malik, look, she exclaimed, tears streaming down her face. I see it. I see it. He was grinning so widely she thought his face might split. Miss Sterling, you just proved every doctor wrong. I can't believe it. I actually moved my leg. This is just the beginning. If you can do this, we can work towards so much more. Word of Cassandra's progress spread through Sterling Industries like wildfire. Some employees were genuinely excited for their CEO. Others whispered skeptically about false hope and inappropriate relationships between the executive and maintenance staff. The criticism reached its peak when board member Patricia Winters confronted Cassandra directly. This therapy arrangement with the janitor is becoming a distraction, Patricia said during a private meeting. People are questioning your judgment. My judgment about what exactly? Cassandra, you're a brilliant CEO, but you're emotionally vulnerable right now. This man is taking advantage of your situation. Malik is helping me regain function that my expensive specialists said it was impossible. Or he's filling your head with false hope while positioning himself for other benefits. Cassandra's voice turned ice cold. What are you implying, Patricia? I'm saying a young man working as a janitor who suddenly takes personal interest in a wealthy, powerful woman might have motivations beyond medical assistance. Get out! Cassandra, get out of my office now, before I say something we'll both regret. That evening, Cassandra was still fuming when Malik arrived for their session. Rough day? He asked, noting her tense expression. Patricia thinks you're taking advantage of me. Malik's hands stilled on the exercise equipment. I see. She thinks you're after money or position or other things. And what do you think? Cassandra met his eyes directly. I think Patricia can't imagine why someone would help another person without ulterior motives, because she's never done anything without calculating the benefit to herself. But you have doubts. No, Cassandra said firmly. I don't. Malik, in 3 months, you've given me more hope and progress than 6 months of traditional treatment. You've never asked for anything except the chance to help. If that's taking advantage, then everyone should be so lucky to be taken advantage of. Malik smiled, but she could see the hurt in his eyes. It bothers you that people are talking? It bothers me that people think so little of your character. Or maybe they think so little of the possibility that someone like me could genuinely care about someone like you. The words hung in the air between them, heavy with unspoken meaning. Because somewhere during the long hours of therapy, the quiet conversations, and the shared victories, caring had grown into something deeper for both of them. Malik, Cassandra said softly, what's happening between us? I don't know, he admitted. I came here to help you walk again. I didn't expect to. To what? To care about you so much. To think about you when I'm not here. To want your happiness beyond just your physical recovery. Cassandra felt her heart racing. I've never felt this way about anyone. Neither have I. Not since my wife. So what do we do? Malik moved closer to her wheelchair. We be honest about what we're feeling, and we decide if we're brave enough to see where it leads. Even with everyone watching, everyone judging, especially then. Cassandra, you're fighting to walk again despite everyone saying it's impossible. Maybe it's time to fight for your heart too. Their relationship shifted after that conversation. The therapy sessions continued, but now they were interwoven with deeper conversations, shared lunches, and stolen moments of connection. Cassandra found herself looking forward to their time together, not just for the physical progress, but for the emotional intimacy she'd never experienced before. Tell me about your wife, she said one afternoon as they worked on leg strength exercises. Maya was light, pure joy and optimism. She could find hope in any situation, see potential in every person. She would have loved watching you fight to walk again. Do you think she'd approve of this? Us? Malik considered the question carefully. Maya always said that love isn't a finite resource, that caring for someone new doesn't diminish what you felt for someone before. She'd want me to be happy, to give Amara a complete family, if possible. A complete family, Cassandra repeated softly. I've never thought about having a family. What did you think about? Before the accident, I mean. What were your dreams beyond business? Honestly, I didn't have dreams beyond business. Success was everything, the only thing that mattered. But now I wonder what I was really building toward. What's the point of an empire if you have no one to share it with? Their sessions began extending beyond the scheduled hour. Malik would arrive early to share coffee with her, stay late to help with evening exercises. Gradually, Cassandra's progress accelerated. She could move both legs consistently, maintain muscle contractions for longer periods, and even support some weight during standing transfers. I want to meet Amara, Cassandra announced one day, after successfully standing for 30 seconds with assistance. Are you sure? She's a lot. Very energetic, very curious, and she asks approximately 1,000 questions per minute. I'm sure if this is going somewhere, I need to know I can connect with your daughter. And if you can't, then we'll figure it out. But Malik, she's part of you. I can't care about you without caring about what matters most to you. The meeting was arranged for Saturday afternoon at a nearby park. Cassandra had never been more nervous for any business meeting than she was for this encounter with a 5-year-old. Amara was exactly as Malik had described, a whirlwind of energy and questions wrapped in pigtails and a bright yellow dress. "Are you the lady my daddy is teaching to walk?" she asked immediately, climbing onto the park bench next to Cassandra's wheelchair. "Yes, I am. Your daddy is helping me get stronger." "Do your legs hurt?" "Daddy says sometimes when people get hurt, they need extra help to feel better. Sometimes they do hurt, but your daddy makes them feel better. Daddy's really good at fixing people. He fixed me when I was sad about Mom." Cassandra glanced at Malik, who was watching the interaction with careful attention. "How did he fix you?" "He told me stories and hugged me a lot and said, 'Mommy's love doesn't go away, even when she can't be here.' And he makes really good pancakes. Pancakes help fix sadness. Chocolate chip pancakes fix everything," Amara declared solemnly. By the end of the afternoon, Amara was sitting in Cassandra's lap, showing her how to braid doll hair while chattering about kindergarten adventures. Watching his daughter bond with the woman he was falling in love with, Malik felt a sense of rightness he hadn't experienced since losing Maya. "She likes you," he said as they prepared to leave. "I like her too. She's extraordinary." "Daddy," Amara tugged on Malik's sleeve, "is Miss Cassandra going to be my new mommy?" Malik and Cassandra exchanged glances over the little girl's head, both blushing furiously. "Amara, we're not, because I think she should be," Amara continued matter-of-factly. "She's really nice, and she smells pretty, and she didn't get mad when I spilled juice on her dress. Sweetheart, these things take time to figure out," Malik said gently. "Okay, but I hope you figure it out fast because I like her." As they drove home, Cassandra was quiet, processing the afternoon's events. "Any regrets?" Malik asked. "About what?" "Getting involved with a single father. It's complicated. Bringing a child into the equation. Malik, that little girl is remarkable. If anything, meeting her makes me more certain about this, not less." "Really?" "Really. She makes me want to be someone worthy of the trust she'd place in me." "You already are." "I hope so, because I think I'm falling in love with both of you." How's this story hitting you so far? Tell us in the comments. If you're loving it, type 1. If not, type 0. We want to know what you think. As Cassandra's relationship with Malik deepened and her physical progress continued, the business world took notice. Business journals ran articles questioning whether a CEO with a significant disability could effectively lead a major corporation. The fact that her physical therapist was also her romantic partner provided additional fodder for gossip. "Sterling Industries stock drops amid CEO romance scandal," read one particularly harsh headline. "They're calling it a scandal," Cassandra said bitterly, throwing the newspaper across her office. "Let them call it whatever they want," Malik replied, continuing with her morning therapy routine. "The only opinions that matter are ours and the people who actually care about us." Easy for you to say. Your job isn't threatened by tabloid speculation, isn't it? Do you think Sterling Industries is the only place I could work? That other companies won't see these articles and wonder about my professional judgment? Cassandra looked stricken. "I didn't think about that." "Malik, if this is hurting your career prospects, it's not. And even if it were, do you really think I'd choose career advancement over love?" The external pressure intensified when Cassandra's biggest competitor, Morrison Tech, launched a hostile takeover bid. The timing wasn't coincidental. They were betting that Sterling Industries was vulnerable due to questions about Cassandra's leadership. "The board is panicking," Janet reported during an emergency meeting. "Morrison's offering a premium price, and some shareholders are interested. Set up a board meeting for tomorrow," Cassandra commanded. "It's time to remind everyone why they appointed me CEO in the first place." That evening, Malik found Cassandra working late again, stress evident in every line of her body. "You're tense," he observed, beginning to massage her shoulders. "I might lose everything tomorrow. The company, my position, everything my father built." "And if you do?" "What do you mean, if I do?" ", 'Malik, this company is my life." "No," he said firmly. Your life is what we're building together. Your life is the progress you've made, the strength you've shown, the love you've discovered. The company is just business. Just business? It's a multi-billion-dollar corporation. And you're irreplaceable. The company isn't. Cassandra stared at him. How can you be so calm about this? Because I've learned what really matters. When Maya died, I thought I'd lost everything. But I still had Amara. I still had hope. I still had the ability to build something new. You could lose Sterling Industries tomorrow and still be the strongest, most remarkable woman I know. But what would I do? Whatever you wanted. Start a new company. Become a physical therapy advocate. Write a book about recovery. The possibilities are endless when you stop defining yourself by what you have instead of who you are. His words gave her a strength she didn't know she possessed. The next morning, Cassandra entered the boardroom with newfound confidence. "Ladies and gentlemen," she began, "Morrison Tech is betting that Sterling Industries is weak because they believe I am weak. They're wrong on both counts." She proceeded to outline Sterling Industries' strongest quarter in company history, detailed expansion plans for emerging markets, and a comprehensive strategy for maintaining market leadership. "But what about your personal situation?" Patricia Winters asked carefully. "What about it?" "I'm in a committed relationship with a man who has helped me achieve what medical experts said was impossible. My personal happiness has made me a stronger leader, not a weaker one. The press attention demonstrates that we're a company worth talking about. Any publicity that doesn't involve criminal activity is beneficial publicity." Board member Robert Chen leaned forward. "Cassandra, we need to know, are you planning to marry this man?" "That's a personal question, but I'll answer it. Yes, I am. Malik Washington is going to be my husband. Amara will be my stepdaughter. And together, we're going to build a life that balances professional success with personal fulfillment." The room fell silent. Then, surprisingly, Robert began to clap. "Congratulations, Cassandra. It's about time you found happiness." One by one, the other board members joined the applause. Even Patricia, though she looked reluctant, nodded her approval. "So," Robert continued, "are we going to let Morrison Tech think they can take advantage of our CEO's personal joy? Or are we going to show them what a happy, healthy leader can accomplish?" The vote to reject Morrison's takeover bid was unanimous. 6 months later, Cassandra had achieved something her doctors still called miraculous. She could walk short distances with minimal assistance, stand for extended periods, and had regained most sensation in her legs. More importantly, she'd learned to balance her fierce ambition with genuine human connection. "I have something to ask you," Malik said one evening after their therapy session. "What's that?" "Actually, let me show you first." He helped her stand, then stepped back. "Walk to me." "Malik, you know I can only manage a few steps. Trust me, walk to me." Cassandra took a tentative step, then another. To her amazement, her legs felt stronger than usual, more stable. She took a third step, then a fourth. By the time she reached Malik, she'd walked 10 feet completely unassisted. "How did I do that?" she gasped. "Because you were ready. Your body has been ready for weeks. Your mind just needed to catch up." Malik dropped to one knee, pulling out a simple diamond ring. "Cassandra Sterling, you taught me that miracles happen when two people believe in each other completely. Will you marry me?" Cassandra stared at the ring, then at Malik's hopeful face, then at her own legs that had carried her across the room. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, absolutely yes." As he slipped the ring onto her finger, Cassandra realized that the greatest miracle wasn't learning to walk again. It was learning to love and be loved in return. "There's one more thing," Malik said, standing and wrapping his arms around her. Amara helped pick out the ring. She also has some opinions about the wedding, such as purple flowers, chocolate cake, and she wants to be the flower girl who announces that her daddy is marrying the bravest lady in the world. "That sounds perfect." Cassandra laughed, tears streaming down her face. "All of it sounds absolutely perfect." The engagement announcement sent shockwaves through both the business world and the medical community. Cassandra Sterling, the CEO, who'd defied every prediction about her recovery, was marrying the man who'd helped make that recovery possible. "The media requests are overwhelming," Janet reported. "Everyone wants to interview you both." "No interviews. Cassandra decided. This is about our life, not public consumption. But planning the wedding proved more complicated than anticipated. Cassandra's high-profile status meant security concerns, and her recent physical progress required careful consideration of accessibility needs. What if I can't walk down the aisle? Down the aisle, she asked Malik during one of their planning sessions. Then you'll roll down the aisle, or I'll carry you, or we'll figure out something else entirely. Cassandra, our marriage isn't about a perfect ceremony. It's about choosing each other every day for the rest of our lives. Amara had become their unofficial wedding planner, with very specific requirements for the big day. The flowers have to be purple because that's Mommy Maya's favorite color, and she's watching from heaven, Amara explained seriously. And Daddy has to wear a purple tie so she knows we remember her. Cassandra was touched by the little girl's inclusion of her late mother in their celebration. That sounds beautiful, sweetheart. Purple will be perfect. And you have to promise to take care of Daddy because sometimes he forgets to eat when he's worried about people. I promise to take very good care of him. Will you help me? Yes, we can be a team. The wedding planning also forced Cassandra to confront her relationship with her own family. Her parents had died years earlier, but she had cousins and business associates who'd been important in her life. Some of them won't approve, she told Malik honestly. My cousin Richard actually asked if I was sure about marrying the help. And what did you tell him? I told him that you're not the help. You're the love of my life, and that if he couldn't respect that, he wasn't welcome at our wedding. That must have been difficult. Actually, it was liberating. I spent so many years trying to meet other people's expectations. Now I only care about meeting yours and mine. 3 weeks before the wedding, Cassandra achieved another milestone. She walked for 20 minutes straight during a physical therapy evaluation. The progress was so significant that her doctor requested permission to document her case for medical journals. Your recovery could inspire thousands of people with similar injuries, Dr. Harrison explained. Would you consider allowing us to publish your story? Cassandra looked at Malik. What do you think? I think if our story can give hope to other people, we should share it, but only if you're comfortable with the exposure. We'll do it, but with conditions. Any publication must emphasize that recovery isn't guaranteed, that it requires tremendous work, and that success should never be measured solely by physical improvement. Agreed. That evening, as they sat in Cassandra's penthouse planning seating charts, Malik brought up something that had been on his mind. Are you sure you want to keep working the same schedule after we're married? You've proven everything you needed to prove at Sterling Industries. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that maybe it's time to think about what you want to do, not what you feel you have to do. You could cut back your hours, travel more, spend time with Amara. Start a family of our own, Cassandra asked quietly. Would you want that? A year ago, I'd have said absolutely not. Business was everything. But now, yes, I think I'd like to try. Even with the risks? Malik, 6 months ago, I couldn't feel my legs. Now I'm walking and planning a wedding and talking about having children. I've learned that the biggest risk is not taking any risks at all. The morning of the wedding, Cassandra woke up in her penthouse feeling nervous but excited. As her hairstylist worked and her makeup artist applied final touches, she reflected on the journey that had brought her to this moment. Knock, knock, called a familiar voice from the doorway. Amara! Cassandra exclaimed as the little girl bounced into the room wearing a purple flower girl dress. You look absolutely beautiful. So do you. Daddy's going to cry when he sees you. Happy tears, I hope. The happiest? He's been smiling for 3 days straight. As they prepared to leave for the ceremony, Cassandra's assistant Janet handed her a letter. This came for you this morning. The messenger said it was urgent. Cassandra opened the envelope to find a handwritten note from Dr. Harrison. Dear Cassandra, I wanted you to know that your recovery has changed my approach to treating spinal injuries. I've begun incorporating hope and alternative therapies into my treatment plans. You've reminded me that healing involves more than medical procedures. It requires belief, determination, and love. Thank you for being my teacher. Congratulations on your wedding. Dr. Harrison. Cassandra smiled, tucking the letter into her bouquet. Even her skeptical doctor had learned to believe in possibilities. The ceremony took place in the botanical gardens, surrounded by purple flowers just as Amara had requested. As the music began, Cassandra felt a moment of panic. What if I fall walking down the aisle? Then we'll help you up and keep going, Janet assured her. But you won't fall. You're stronger than you know. Taking a deep breath, Cassandra stepped onto the petal-strewn pathway. One step, then another. The guests rose to their feet, many wiping away tears as they watched her walk unassisted toward the man who'd believed in her when no one else would. Malik stood at the altar in his purple tie, his face radiant with joy and pride. Beside him, Amara bounced excitedly, clutching her basket of flower petals. "Daddy, she's walking," Amara whispered loudly, causing laughter to ripple through the crowd. When Cassandra reached the altar, Malik took her hands in his. "You're breathtaking," he whispered. "You're crying," she whispered back. Happy tears, just like Amara predicted. The ceremony was simple but profound. They'd written their own vows, speaking honestly about the journey that had brought them together. "Malik," Cassandra began, "you came into my life when I had lost hope, lost faith in my own strength. You didn't just help me learn to walk again. You helped me learn to live again. You showed me that love isn't a weakness, but the greatest strength of all." Malik's voice was thick with emotion as he responded. "Cassandra, you taught me that miracles aren't just possible. They're inevitable when two people refuse to give up on each other. You've made me a better man, a better father, and a better human being. I promise to spend every day proving worthy of your love." When the minister pronounced them husband and wife, Malik kissed Cassandra as she stood on her own 2 feet, surrounded by friends, family, and the undeniable proof that love really could conquer anything. 6 months after the wedding, Cassandra and Malik had settled into married life with surprising ease. They'd moved into a beautiful house with a backyard where Amara could play, and Cassandra had reduced her work schedule to spend more time with her new family. "Mommy Cassandra, watch this," Amara called from the monkey bars, using the name she'd chosen for her stepmother. "I'm watching, sweetheart. You're getting so strong." Malik wrapped his arms around his wife from behind. "Any regrets about the slower pace?" "None whatsoever. I've discovered that success isn't just about building an empire. It's about building a life worth living." "Speaking of building," Malik said with a smile, "I have some news." "What kind of news?" "I graduated yesterday. I'm officially a licensed physical therapist." "Malik, that's wonderful. Why didn't you tell me you were getting your results?" "Because I wanted to surprise you. And because I have a proposition." "I'm listening. What would you think about starting a rehabilitation center together? Combining your business expertise with my clinical knowledge to create something that helps people like you. People who've been told recovery is impossible." Cassandra turned in his arms, her eyes shining. "A rehabilitation center? Specialized spinal injury recovery, cutting-edge techniques, holistic approaches, and most importantly, hope. We could help people who've been written off by traditional medicine." "That sounds incredible and expensive." "I've been thinking about that too. What if we partnered with Sterling Industries? Corporate social responsibility initiative, tax benefits, and genuine impact. It's good business and good medicine." Cassandra kissed him softly. "Have I mentioned that I love your brain? Almost as much as I love yours." 3 months later, the Sterling, Washington Rehabilitation Center opened its doors. The facility was state-of-the-art, but what set it apart was its philosophy, that recovery was about more than physical improvement, that hope was as important as medicine, and that every patient deserved to be treated as a whole person, not just a collection of symptoms. Cassandra split her time between running Sterling Industries and managing the business side of the center, while Malik worked directly with patients. Their first success story was a young veteran with a spinal injury similar to Cassandra's, who, after 6 months of treatment, was able to walk at his wedding. "We're changing lives," Cassandra said one evening as they reviewed patient progress reports. "We're giving people what you gave me," Malik replied, "the chance to believe in themselves again." 1 year after opening the rehabilitation center, Cassandra and Malik received news that changed everything. She was pregnant. The pregnancy was considered high risk due to her spinal injury, but with careful monitoring and Malik's expertise, everything progressed smoothly. "Are you scared?" Amara asked, placing her small hand on Cassandra's growing belly. "A little," Cassandra admitted, "but I'm more excited than scared. The baby's going to be so lucky to have you as a mommy." You're the best at taking care of people. Thank you, sweetheart. That means everything to me. When baby Michael was born healthy and strong, the entire extended family from Sterling Industries to the rehabilitation center celebrated. Cassandra held her son in the same hands that had once been too weak to lift a coffee cup, marveling at the journey that had brought her to this moment. From paralyzed CEO to walking, married mother, she whispered to Malik as they watched their children play together in the hospital room. Any regrets about the path that led us here? Not one. Even the accident, even the pain, it was all worth it to find you. And I'm grateful every day for that night shift 3 years ago when I knocked on your office door. When you told me you'd help me walk again, I had no idea I was really promising to help you live again. The rehabilitation center continued to grow, helping hundreds of patients and establishing new protocols for spinal injury treatment. Cassandra's case became a landmark study, referenced in medical schools and inspiring a new generation of physical therapists. But for Cassandra and Malik, the greatest success wasn't professional recognition or medical breakthroughs. It was the life they'd built together, a marriage based on mutual respect, shared dreams, and the unshakable belief that love could overcome any obstacle. How's this story hitting you so far? Tell us in the comments. If you're loving it, type 1. If not, type 0. We want to know what you think. 5 years after Malik first promised to help Cassandra walk again, they stood together at the annual gala for the Sterling Washington Rehabilitation Center. The event raised funds for patients who couldn't afford treatment and honored medical professionals who went above and beyond for their patients. Ladies and gentlemen, Cassandra addressed the crowd. 5 years ago, I was told I would never walk again. Tonight, I stand before you not just as someone who defied that prognosis, but as someone who learned that the most important journeys aren't about moving your legs. They're about opening your heart. The audience erupted in applause as Malik joined her on stage, 8-year-old Amara and 3-year-old Michael beside them. The man standing next to me didn't just help me walk again, Cassandra continued. He helped me understand that strength isn't about doing everything alone. It's about accepting help from those who love you. That success isn't just about professional achievement. It's about the people you choose to share your life with. Malik took the microphone. Cassandra taught me that healing happens when we combine medical knowledge with human compassion, when we treat symptoms, but also treat souls. Together, we've learned that the impossible becomes possible when two people refuse to give up on each other. In the audience, Dr. Harrison wiped away tears, thinking about all the patients he'd approached differently because of what Cassandra and Malik had taught him. Physical therapy students from Malik's alma mater took notes, inspired by his unconventional approach to treatment. Business leaders reconsidered their own work-life balance, seeing how Cassandra had redefined success. Before we end tonight, Cassandra said, I want to share something important. Next month, Malik and I will be opening a second rehabilitation center, this one specifically for low-income patients, because healing shouldn't be a privilege, it should be a right. The announcement brought the crowd to their feet in thunderous applause. Later that evening, as they tucked their children into bed, Amara had a question. Mommy Cassandra, do you think Mommy Maya is proud of our family? Cassandra exchanged glances with Malik, then knelt beside the little girl's bed. I think she's very proud. I think she's happy that your daddy found love again, that you have a little brother, and that we're all taking care of each other. And I think, Malik added, that she's proud of how we're helping other families stay together by helping people heal. As they turned off the lights and headed to their own room, Cassandra reflected on the incredible journey that had brought them to this moment. A night shift janitor's bold promise had transformed 2 lives, created a family, and started a movement that was changing how the medical world approached spinal injury recovery. No regrets? Malik asked, echoing a question he'd posed many times over the years. Only one, Cassandra replied, surprising him. What's that? I regret that it took a life-changing accident for me to learn what really matters. But then again, maybe I needed to lose everything I thought was important to discover what actually was important. And what's that? Love, family, purpose, the chance to make a difference in people's lives. She kissed him softly. The chance to build something beautiful with someone who believes in possibilities. even impossible ones, especially impossible ones. The former paralyzed CEO and the janitor who'd promised to help her walk had indeed built something beautiful together, a love story that proved miracles happen when determination meets compassion, when professional skill combines with personal devotion, and when two people choose to believe in each other against all odds. Their legacy lived on in every patient who took their first steps at the rehabilitation center, in every family reunited by the healing power of hope, and in every medical professional who learned that sometimes the best treatment combines cutting-edge therapy with old-fashioned love, as they fell asleep in each other's arms, surrounded by the family they'd created and the life they'd built together. Cassandra and Malik knew that they'd found something more valuable than any fortune, more powerful than any position, and more lasting than any professional achievement. They'd found love and proved that when it's combined with courage, determination, and unwavering belief in each other, love really could help anyone learn to walk again.